Hey, welcome back. So today is a little bit different of a video. I have a class I have made for my D&D campaign um, that I DM, and I'm just gonna kind of show it off, um, what people think. It's a it's a little bit different. Um, it's called the Fate Weaver. 4 hit points. It is using the charisma modifier for hit points for your health instead of constitution. We'll get a little bit more into why later. But as you can see here, you get a d8 for hit points and your hit dice, and then you add your charisma modifier, and then of course per level your proficiencies. You get light armor, simple weapons. You also have forgery and disguise kit. Your saving throws is Constitution and Charisma, and then you can get up to any 3 skills. This is where it starts getting a little bit different from your standard classes here, and that is down here we have, you can start with a storybook, tarot cards, or any other fate weaving item, and that I just left open for if there's any more subclasses I think of or anything else, or if someone wants to do their own thing with a spellcasting focus, because storybook and tarot cards are going to be your spellcasting focuses for this class. For multi-classing, you have to have 13 con, because con is kind of your main stat. And the way I went about this for spellcasting for this class is Constitution. I wanted to do something a little different, so that's why Charisma is your health, and Constitution is more of your spells that you're using. And as you can see here, it has a little splurb on why that is. You can read that. Down here, we have the main Fate Weaver class table. It is a full caster, so you'll have access to 9th level spells, cantrips, and then all of your features you get. First level is when you get your first choice for a subclass, which is called Fated Choice on this. As you can see there, it's Fated Choice. You also get Fate Casting, which is just how I call it spell casting. It's just spell casting. It has all the standard spell casting things. And here you see your spell casting focus is either a storybook, tarot cards, or other fate weaving item. It's really just if you want to flavor it different ways. So here, at first level, you get your spell. But this ability here is I choose my own fate. Sorry about if any of the naming. I'm not very good at naming things, but this ability lets you roll a d4 after a long rest and keep it. It's kind of like Portent from the Divination Wizard, except for it's a d4. We're going to see that d4 actually goes up, kind of like the Bard Inspiration dice, and you might get another d4, d6 later on as well. Again, at 3rd level, you get another feature. This is a really interesting ability. Once per long rest after 5th level, if something would hit you, you can cause that creature to miss if you can see it. And it's just going along the lines of I like my own fate type of thing. 6th level, you get another fated class feature. Multiple fates, you get another fate dice. So at 10th level, you'll gain 2 of these, and at 10th level, your fate dice will be a d6. So you get 2 d6s that you can roll after a long rest, and then you can add them or decrease them from any attack roll, damage roll, ability check, or saving throw made by a creature within 60 feet of you. 13th level, they go up to d8s, so you get 2 d8s at 13th. 14th, you get another class feature. At 15th, you gain another fate dice, so you'll have 3 fate dice. That's where it's power scaling here. This would feel pretty powerful. And then 17th level, your D8 goes up to a D10 for that ability. So as you can see, you're really focused on support a lot with this, and we're going to see that even in some of its subclasses. That's what your main focus is with this. Mostly influencing people by either telling them what their fate is or by basically just telling them what their fate is and using fate to your advantage. My words are law now. This is just a really fun capstone ability. I think you can cast the Wish spell once per long rest without spending a spell slot. It's the 9th level for free. You can also never lose the casting of Wish. However, if you lose the casting of Wish 3 times, so if you lose that fail on Wish 3 times, then you just die. And nothing can really, like in my world, nothing can bring you back. Not even another Wish spell can bring you back after that point. That's up to DMs though, if they want to do it that way or not, if they use this. In our first subclass here, I call it the Storyteller. Its first ability is once upon a time you can add your con modifier to your initiative rolls. That just allows you to go first. The story is real. You may cast Suggestion at 3rd level without material components and without spending a spell slot. You can use this up to half your proficiency bonus, which means, for example, it's also rounded up. So, for example, if your proficiency bonus is 3, then you could get 2 uses of this. Storybook End, as a bonus action, you may give yourself or a creature within 60 feet of you advantage on their next attack roll. Become Legend at 14th level. Your stories become Legend, allowing you to cast the Fate spells without a spellcasting focus. Also, they don't require somatic components, so like normally moving your hands around and stuff to cast spells, you wouldn't need that. And then if they have a GP cost, you instead have something substitute it out for words written in a book, and it like will pull those words out to use for the spell. But you have to have the words like pre-done. So basically, it's again really up to DMs how they rule that. I think it's a fun thematic ability for the Storyteller. And finally, you have the Climax ability at level 18th. And basically, if they fail, you cast this on, it's not really cast, but you use this on a creature within 120 feet of you. They make a con save against your spell save. And then if they fail, you control their turn. However, that also locks you into just attacking them, as well as you're not allowed to make them harm themselves. That is really your only restriction there. I really love the Storyteller, but I also really love the Tarot Card Holder, which is the second subclass and the only other subclass for this class. And this is more of kind of like a wild magic Fate Weaver. Your first level ability is once per long rest. You can use Augury without spending a spell slot. Augury is like a fate spell, so it would tell you cast bones. You can change this to where you're like pulling tarot cards out, which is what I would suggest for this, as you're pulling tarot cards out that say wheel or woe kind of thing. I know tarot cards don't really say that, but thematically it'd just be cool. Your second first level ability is the cards say, and it's a question mark, and that's because as a bonus action you can target a creature within 120 feet of you that you can see, and you can bring their fate into reality, and then you will roll a d12. Whatever card you pull from that would be that creature's fate, which sometimes is good things, sometimes it's bad things. Kind of like a wild magic sorcerer. At 3rd level, you gain another use of Augury, as well as the Fates Don't Lie. Once per long rest, when you use Augury, you can ask more than a simple wheel or woe like question, and the answer can be no more than 4 words long. And that's make sure if you're like playing this class that your DM knows that. That way they don't have to be like, I have to tell you all of my secrets. I think it'd be kind of cryptic still with those 4 words. At 6th level, you gain the ability Your Fate is Known to Me.
You always know where the creature is if they are within 120 feet of you if you use the tarot cards on them. If they're not within 120 feet of you, however, you only know the direction and how far they are. So, like, you won't know where they are on the planet, like if they teleport away. At 14th level, you have Change of Fate. Instead of drawing just one card for someone, you can draw 2 cards and then you can choose the fate that they're given. And then at 18th, you get Death is your fate. And this is kind of like the very attack thing of this subclass. And that's you choose a person within a creature within 120 feet of you, and they make an intelligence save against your spell save, and then they'll take 12d8 force damage, or half as much if they make it. I should say make it. Basically, the number of uses for your tarot cards is your proficiency bonus as well. I forgot to say that. And then finally, we get down to our spell list down here. Basically, you get access to any like fate. I did my best to find anything that would have to deal with like fate. I put stuff in here like Vortex Warp where you can like mess with the battlefield. You have access to all of the power word spells if that's interesting to you. I just really like that thematically, that where your words matter a lot, especially if you're doing like the storyteller. Power word spells would be kind of cool. Of course, those are all higher level spells anyways. Yeah, I'll go slower. Here is the full spell list all written out for you to use. But yeah, if you use it in your campaigns, just let me know. I think it's a really fun subclass, especially thematically. Could be really cool for you to use this homebrew subclass in your games if you want. Yep. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good rest of your day.